Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Star Trek Online. So here I am on KDF, the Master. We're working through the Breen. And in our last episode, we finished out in the cold. And as you can see, Cold Comfort wants to come up for me. When we left off, I was level 47 and I did do some things to get us to level 48. I actually only did 3 things. I went to Ida Eridani, and I did the Shmar, I did Trialis, and I did Alhina. And doing those 3 dailies, which I used to do a million times in the past, those used to be like one of the 3 main dailies that I did. After doing that, it got me just enough to get over to level 48, so now we can do Cold Comfort. Of course, after doing Cold Comfort, it will not get us to 49, so I'm going to have to do some stuff after that one as well before we can do Cold Case. But anyway, now it's time for Cold Comfort, and this is a very short mission, so this shouldn't take long. It's basically a puzzle solver kind of mission, and you are on board a Deferi ship, and you have to do some stuff for them, and you'll see that right now. It says, Breen slavers crippled a ship and try to recover long-buried memories from its crew. We are receiving a distress signal in the Rava system. A Deferi transport weathered a Breen attack, but they've taken heavy casualties and are requesting immediate assistance. My people do not have military ships, General, and I am loath to send a lightly armored rescue vessel into such a dangerous situation. Please, you must do whatever you can to help them. Go to the Rava system, respond to the distress signal from the Deferi freighter and help them out. And you have 2 options. You can get a crate of Deferi snowtubers or a rapid reload transphasic torpedo launcher. And we'll look at both of those after we are done here. So I've already taken the liberty of traveling to the Rava system so that we can be right here ready to go when we got the mission. So here we are at the Rava system, and we're ready to go. A lot of people playing it tonight. It looks like. Look how many people are here. Maybe they're just here for snowtubers. Maybe they're just here for transphasic cluster torpedo whatevers. Who knows? I don't know why they're here, but look at all these people here at Rava today. All right. This is also another mission in the Breen, if I recall correctly, so they may be here for another reason. Yeah, there's another mission later on where we'll actually go down on the planet and do some stuff, so maybe they're there for that mission. Anyway, thank you for responding to our distress call. We were boarded by the Breen and have taken casualties. Please approach and beam over. So there's the Deferi ship. And they did take very heavy damage. They're at level 13 and on fire. Let's see if I can heal them. I can heal them. Brought them up to 47%, so there you go. Talk to the frigate. Please beam over, and you beam over with just yourself. You do not have any of your bridge officers with you this time, but you don't need them. It's all friendlies, and I'm getting a server not responding, so that sucks. Typically called an SNR. Alright, there we go. Talk to Dr. Kosa. So these are all Deferi on board, and they've been injured, and you can tell the Breen has been here, but we're going to help these Deferi out. We're going to play medical doctor today, apparently. By the balance, you couldn't have arrived by a better time. I need every available person to help with patients. I think the Breen take pleasure in causing pain. If you want to help, I need someone on table 7. Take the patient's medical history and triage the injury. So, this is one of discovery and puzzles. As you read these patients' histories and ask them questions, you learn about what the Breen were after and why the Breen were on this ship. And the Breen are trying to study Deferi history, specifically relating to the Preservers. But, so we can talk to the Deferi, and basically you can go through all this stuff. What hurts, tells you what hurts. Do you have any allergies? Are you taking any medications? Have you been treated for anything related to this issue? When was the last time you ate? What were you doing before you were injured? And you can read about Metarapan allergies and treatment for disruptor injuries. Now I have to go get a hypo spray and a protoplasm and fix this person. Use the medical kit. Now, here's where the puzzle comes in. After reading all that, you should know which one to get. But I'll just tell you, the easy way is just to remember for this mission that it's always the second one down. So in this case, it's bicardine, and we're going to load it into hypo spray. And we go shoot him up with bicardine. Bam! He's better. Now we gotta use the protoplasm on the wound. Nice that I'm doing it with a tricorder, that makes no sense. But anyway, there you go, that patient is fixed. So just remember it's the second option down. And it's that simple, you can do it really, really quick. Now we need to help another patient. This time it's this guy. This guy tells us a little bit more information. He tells you, of course, what hurts. You have to ask him about allergies, and you have to ask him about medications. And have you been treated for anything? And when was the last time you ate? What were you doing before you got injured? And this patient seems disoriented. And maybe an issue of brain trauma, so then you have to ask him more questions. Do you know your name? Do you know what time it is? Do you know where you are? Do you know what year it is? And then you do altered mental state, and now you have to go find a cure for that. After reading all that, you will conclude that it is once again, well actually you won't conclude anything because it just gets whatever is required on that one. And you do it. Now he's ready. Now we can talk to him. Oh wait, that didn't fix it. I didn't get the right medicine. I'm supposed to give you an option, I think. Yeah, there we go. And the right option, again, is the second one down. Always the second one down. There we go. Now we should be able to use the thing. There you go. Now he's fine. There you go. That's how you treat those two patients. That fast and you're done. Now there are Breen prisoners that they have in the cargo hold that we have to go interrogate. And this is the one that gets a little tricky. Because you can fail this one. Or you can fail that one too. But you can, if you fail this one, you have to start all over again. And that really sucks. You basically fail the whole mission, and you have to start the entire mission over again. So you want to answer these correctly the first time, or else. Basically, he's the leader Breen, and he won't tell you anything. So you just kind of go through his dialogues and read them, and that's it. Although I like the purple visor on him instead of the green. I like the purple. That's cool. I want one of those. So he doesn't tell you much. This other Breen, he doesn't tell you much either. But this one over here, he wants to talk to you. His name is Tran. I am Tran. Now, we get to interrogate Tran. And now this is where you have to be careful at answering questions. Don't want to say stuff like this. What kind of monster are you? That will end it right there. You want to be a little nice to him. Well, actually real nice to him. Tran cares about civilians. Just keep that in mind. Tran cares about civilians. He does not want to hurt civilians. He's a warrior. He will fight in battle, but only against soldiers, not against civilians. Let's ask him what he's doing here. He's a combat medic. So this is where you don't want to answer like, why do the Breen feel they need to conquer everything, or what are you doing here, which we've already asked. What you want to do is you want to ask this one: what does attacking a civilian transport have to do with Breen expansion? Because he cares about the civilians. And now he's going to say he doesn't feel comfortable talking, and so we have to go And he doesn't feel comfortable of his superior overhearing him, so we have to go over here and enable an acoustic dampening field. That will keep the superior from hearing or listening in. Now we can go talk to Tran in confidence. Now we say your commanding officer cannot hear what you are saying, and now again this is where we have to be careful on how we answer these questions. And there are different ones lead to different paths. There's like 3 different paths you can take here, so you want to be very careful. Alright, you followed orders, you knew you were dishonorable, your failure is well you deserved. That's the wrong one. Did you object to your commanding officer? That's kind of borderline. I would say that's not the right one. How can you justify an attack against civilian targets? Again, he cares about civilians. That's the right one. Did you have an option that didn't involve attacking the Deferi? What were your orders? You speak of nobility. You don't want this bottom one. This one, I don't know. This one might be okay, but I think the correct answer is this top one again. Did you have an option that didn't involve attacking the Deferi? You don't want this top one. Do you wish you had thrown yourself out an airlock? No, so your mission wasn't just to kill the Deferi on the ship. You don't want that option, and this required attacking and tormenting. Why did you do this? What information so badly? I think the top one is the correct answer here. Yes, that is it. So now he's going to tell us about the cortical implants that they have put in the Deferi on this ship, and they're trying to access their long-term memories. So he's telling you now why they're doing this. They're trying to learn about the preservers, which the Deferi kind of learn about as they grow up as children or something. And he's going to help us remove the implants. So he is now on our side. He's basically defecting against the Breen, and he is now on our side. And that's how you get him on our side. Now we go back to talk to Articosa, and we'll be done here. And that's why at the end of this whole series, Tran is the one that we get. He's the Breen that gets to join our crew, and that's the free bridge officer you get for this limited time. That's the special reward. So we'll talk to Kosa. He's going to tell you more about the preservers and the songs they learn as they grow up about the preservers and everything. Now we go back to Tran. It's just a bunch of running back and forth here, you know, but I think this is our last run. Once we go back to Tran, then pretty much this mission's over. So you just got to be careful to answer those questions right. If you get it wrong, like I said, it fails the entire mission, and you have to start all over again from the very beginning. So it can get very annoying if you get it wrong. Talk to Tran. So he's going to join us, basically, is what he's saying here. And that's it. We can now beam up, and we're done with this mission. That's all there is to it. Pretty simple. So let's turn that in. Now we can get a crate of Deferi snowtubers, which you get 10 Deferi snowtubers. Now combining the snowtubers with a tribble will get you the cryo tribble. The snowtubers can also be used as an actual device, but you only get 10 of them and then they're gone. They're not useful at all, to be honest with you, except for making cryo tribbles. This is more useful if you are into transphasic torpedoes. Here's a very rare Mark 10, and then when you hit level 50, you can replay this mission and get the very rare Mark 11, highest level possible. And it's a rapid reload transphasic torpedoes, so that's more useful than the Deferi snowtubers, to be honest with you. And as you can see, it only brought us to here barely enough. I mean, barely half of 48, so we need to get all the way to 49 before we can do the next mission. So I will definitely have to do some stuff off screen. This time I have to do a lot more off screen in order to get us to 49, but at least we got that mission out of the way and done. So that's Cold Comfort, easy. So that's 3 of the missions already done. So in the next one, once I get us to level 49, we'll do Cold Case. And I'm not going to use the transphasic torpedo, but I'll just keep it. I'll store it. And I need to sell this stuff. So that's it. That's Cold Comfort. Pretty easy, pretty simple. And brings us to the last 2 episodes, which are really, really, really awesome. And you only need to be level 49 for both, so once I get us to 49, we can do both back to back. And then, of course, finishing those 2 should hopefully bring us to 50. So that should probably do that. So that was Cold Comfort, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you for watching.